Alright, it is day 2 now. It's Sunday, June 29th. Getting this car ready for next week for the car show, Euro Classic, on July 4th. It gives me like 5 more days to get this thing ready. Kind of challenging myself. I wasn't initially going to take this thing. I have a better daily. It's the Euro car show, and ideally a Japanese car, so gotta pull up in the Beamer. I need a rear diffuser and then some other body pieces, but I should have it looking okay for the show. Probably still a little bit rusty and crappy paint, but today we're going to be doing the front brakes. We'll get those done. It's a hot day, so that might be all I'll be able to do for now. Just got some nice cheap setup here. Rebestos, pads with some pretty standard, also Rebestos, rotors, nothing special. Not planning on doing much with this car in terms of power, so this setup should do me for a while. Best part about Rock Auto, an old magnet. Haven't got one in a while. First one for the shop. That's a good one. Alright, I just finished up this side, the front left. It all went well. It's all torqued up to spec, greased up, and ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. I'll try to film me doing this side because I'm kind of in the shade more with the way the sun's coming down. So the other side I was just baking. I didn't even bother filming. But I'm putting anti-seize on this before I put the brake rotor on. Greasing up all the surfaces on the caliper, obviously the slider bolts, cleaning up the bolts and greasing them before I put them in. Just doing all the preventative maintenance because I'm probably going to tear this all apart again soon. So there's a lot I want to do with this. I want to make it a nice drift build, but for now I'm just going to drive it as is because having a good look at everything with the brakes off, and get real close and look, and you know, it's not mint, it's not perfect, but for 3,600 bucks, it's a drivable car. I'm pretty happy with it. The steering's the most questionable part. The steering rack is like the only major leak, other than the transmission. It seems to be leaking pretty bad. But yeah, for the most part, this chassis is very mint for the price I paid. Lots I want to do to it though, however. Just gonna give it some time. Enjoy it while it's nice and OEM, completely stock. Literally no modifications whatsoever. So it's kind of cool to see how this was basically completely from factory. Even with the M-Tech package, it does have this sport exhaust with the valve. It's really cool. It still works, which is surprising because usually the vacuum lines that run back here rot out and just makes it not work. So it's a very good car for the price I paid. I'm excited to take it to the show. I'm hoping it makes it. The engine's been very reliable so far for me. I'll check all the fluids and make sure it's good. And yeah, it should be some fun. Alright, I have this little cleanup station where I'm cleaning up all the hardware that I have to reuse. So cleaning out all the guides where the brake pads go on the carrier. And then the slider bolts, the hardware, just cleaning it all up, making sure it all goes in properly. Now it's all ready to go back in. Anti-seize a little bit, ready for the brake rotor. And then once I put that on, I'll put the carrier on, grease it all up, as well as the caliper. And then just start putting it all together with the brake rotors greased as well. And that's basically it, very simple. Alright, so here we go. I'm gonna start slowly putting it back together. Get it all done. Hopefully don't run into any issues because the other side went well. So mount it up square with the bolt hole. Put in the retainer bolt for the brake rotor. It's best to have all your bolts, your hardware ready to go. It's like scrambling like me right now. It's hard to get it hand tight, so just do it nice and loosely with the ratchet, and then before you get it tight, give it another wiggle, and then nice and loose again, and then tight, another little wiggle, and then it should seat nice and properly if you keep doing that. Every time it gets tight, you just want to shape it back in place, and then the bolt should go in easier. And then once you do that, it's set nice and square where you want it. Then I'll take the caliper carrier, Alright, so at this stage, I get my torque wrench and I'll torque these two bolts while the caliper's out of the way. Just makes it a lot easier to get to. I know a lot of people don't like doing this method because sometimes you can forget which ones you torqued. It's better to torque them all down at once, which I can agree with, but to make it easier, just gonna torque these now. So off camera for the caliper, I went ahead and got this little C-clamp and tightened it here and here to compress the piston back in so that when I put the fresh pads in, it will have plenty of room to slide in and I don't have to whack it with a hammer too much. So everything should go easy. I'm just gonna grease these now off camera and then put everything back together. Alright, so once you have your brake pad in, everything nice and greased up, I install this brake pad into the caliper, grease up the slider bolts, install them before I cut out off the zip tie. Then everything's ready to go. Once I cut it off, I slap it right in, put the slider bolts in, and then it's all good. So take this, grab a hold of it good. Swing it down. I didn't push out the piston quite enough, but it will go, thankfully. It worked out good. Now that that's in and everything's torqued up, it'll be good to go. I just didn't torque this bolt, but I'm gonna double check that now and then do it on all the 4 rotors. Brake job went well. So yeah, 5 more days and we'll be at Euro Classic. I'm gonna give it a start now. Hopefully the battery isn't dead. I made the mistake of not unplugging the negative. Yep. So the last major thing, dealing with that nasty exhaust leak / rattle. It's right where the muffler meets with the padded section. Should be a fairly easy fix. I'm honestly just gonna get a clamp or something, because the gaskets still look good, and take the OEM clamps off. But that will be for next video. I'll be doing all that throughout this week after work. I work full time, so yeah, I got 5 more days to get this done for Euro Classic. It's gonna be a challenge, but see how much more we can do. Unfortunately, we got a new light on the dash, being the low brake pad light. It is now Wednesday. It's been a couple days since I've done anything to it. It was my birthday yesterday and then busy at work Monday, so definitely not going to be able to get this thing nearly as mint as I want to. Originally, I was hoping to have enough time to get some body work done, especially on the rear fender and then a bit on the hood, but it being in 2 days, there's no way I'd be able to get it painted. I might be able to get it primered and just not rusty, which would be good, but I got a lot of other things to do, so I'm probably just gonna hold off on it, and then it's just gonna be part of the show, I guess. Clapped anyways, you know how it is out here. Let everybody see what we're dealing with in this garage. Just a bunch of clap boxes. So today what I'm gonna get done for sure is I have these OEM wheels for it. I wanna keep this thing OEM because there's no mods. It's kind of the kicker to it, I guess. Like, I'm technically the second owner, has no mods, pretty high kilometers, so it's a bit of a unicorn, you know? These things get so modded out and clapped out. The only thing that isn't OEM actually that I know of is the grill. Usually it's chrome, and in my opinion the chrome's way better, but cheaped out and bought these because I broke the chrome ones when I was unloading it off the trailer when I first bought it. I had my brothers helping me push it and just push right through it, so yeah, that's it. But other than that, it's completely OEM. So these tires, they're super old, super worn down. When I bought the car, the previous owner told me like I'm gonna need tires right away, but I always just kind of put it off. And regrettably so, because these were just ticking time bombs ready to give out. So I got some nice cheapo, what even are these? Rovellos, like I'm not even sure what they are, but cheap marketplace find. I paid like 150 bucks for a set of 4. Lots of tread left. And the dot is 2018, so they're not too old, not too new. It'll do for an old car like this that's super underpowered. No cracks, or it's not chunking out, it's still plenty soft. So It'll give me a nice safe setup to drive up the hour-and-a-half drive on. Just gonna take these to the auto shop now and get them swapped over. So these Facebook tires are pretty funny. Whoever I bought them from, I guess, put some white wall Japanese writing on it. No idea what it says. Could mean something grotesque or horrible. But I think it's funny, so I'm gonna do white wall out on these when I take it to the shop. And then yeah, we'll get those back, get them on the car and see how they look. All right, I got the trusty work van filled up. I don't know what I'd do without this thing sometimes. It is an absolute unit of a car. I feel like I could fit 2 more tires in here if I really tried. I got a spare in there as well, so pretty nuts, pretty nuts. So the shop's about a 10-minute drive, not too far. Get over there. Now this thing is properly clapped. Nice work vehicle, you know, no headliner. Check engine light, but you know, the AC works. So for a point A to point B car, pretty damn solid, pretty damn solid. All right, tires are dropped off. Heading out to Canadian Tire now to grab a clamp for the exhaust, and then we'll be back at the shop working on the car. Unfortunately, we're going to the worst location around for Canadian Tire, but it's the closest drive, so it is what it is. Well, we made it. Not a far drive. Doing pretty good on gas. It's fucking hot. Alright, quick little haul from Canadian Tire. That should be the thing I need for my exhaust. It might rattle a bit still, but as long as it's not leaking like crazy, I'm not too worried. And then some things to clean it up, because it is filthy. It's been sitting for a long time. So I got some follow remover and some scrub mitts, and then some heavy duty wipes for the interior. There's lots of residue from duct tape that I had in it when I was welding the floors, so. Just got a call from Choice Auto. They said that the wheel's already done, but I don't have any cash on me, and it's like 20 bucks more if I pay actual card, so I'm just gonna wait and pick them up tomorrow for that. So I'm gonna head back to the shop now, about 15 minutes away. Get there and get working. Got some wonderful driving roads out this way. It's a blessing to have the shop so close to some nice twisties. Nice little hairpin almost. Super sharp right. Little sneak peek of what you guys will be seeing very shortly. Alright, we're back at the shop now. Just getting a better look at what's going on with the exhaust here. You can see exactly where it's failed. So basically this is what it should look like, and that's what it looks like on this side. So must have rusted out and snapped here. Looks like it's about to do the exact same thing on this one, so realistically this should all be done properly soon. For now I'm just going to remove this piece and just clamp this section up, because there's still the gasket in there. It should be okay. I just need to seal it up again. Shouldn't take long. So yeah, a few good whacks with the hammer and it came clean off. All I'm going to do now is take this little exhaust wrap kit that I bought from Canadian Tire. It's basically just this tube of metal. Go over the leak, this tape that will cover the crack. It's definitely not the most professional way, but just temporary to go to the meet. I want to have some fun this summer. Don't want to stress too much about doing things properly, so just gonna do it like this, see how it goes, and then add it to the list of the many things that need to be done to this car. So get going on that now. All right, this is what I got for now. I just still need to put on the actual piece of metal with the hose clamps. The piece of tape they gave me with the kit was a little bit too short to cover the entire pipe, but I looked into my little goodie basket, and luckily I had some of this. Super old stuff, and it lost its stickiness. So I just kind of wrapped it around once and used that metal piece of tape they gave me to tape it securely so it won't fall off. And then I'm just gonna clamp it with the metal. And once I do that, it'll be all good. Hopefully, not too sure, but should be good for the weekend. That's all I need it for. So yeah, I'll do that quick and then we'll see what else we can get done before tomorrow. All right, just finished up the repair. Hose clamps are pretty tight. I struggled to get the piece of metal flush and tight with the pipe because the pipe kind of goes every sort of which way. It's not very straight, kind of bends here, bends over again, bends over. So I think this is the best I'm getting. I just made sure to put the 2 clamps close to where the cutout would be, because that's where I want the structure to be to hold it together. That's the biggest thing I'm worried about. Like I say, this is just a repair for the weekend, so I'm not really worried about all this BS. I'll come repair it properly another time, so no big deal. Should do for now. We'll start the car up and give it a test, see how it sounds. All right, moment of truth. Crank her up, see how she starts. Oh yeah, much better. See how there's no more rattle, no more leak. It's exactly how I wanted it. So yeah, that should do for the weekend. It sounds way better now. I can actually hear the exhaust note. Now that it's warmed up a little bit, I'm gonna give it some revs, see how it sounds. So yeah, it's about 6 o'clock now on the Wednesday. I got 2 more days before Euro Classic starts. So far, so good. Just need to get the wheels back on, pick them up tomorrow. And unfortunately, I can't do any body work. I just don't have enough time. So I'm gonna have to show up to this show just absolutely clapped, you know how it is. But yeah, it is what it is. Everything else seems to work good. So take it on a nice test drive tomorrow after I grab the wheels. Probably drive around for an hour or so, make sure it's healthy, no issues, and then yeah, it'll be a fun drive out to Grand Bend. Before I get anything else done, I'm gonna take a little break, if you know what I mean. All right, as I was just taking my break, I was going over any issues I might have with the motor or chassis. Everything's looking good, all the fluids are good, but when I went underneath the car to take a good look at things, but when I was looking underneath my car, I see my drive shaft, and it looked like there was some rusty spot on it, and it was like a perfect circle around it. So I'm like, maybe something's rubbing. I take a better look. This entire like heat shield thing, I'm not even sure what it is. Sound deadening and whatnot. It's just completely falling apart. It's disgusting. It meets up with the actual like heat shield, but this part's just sound deadening, I believe. And it was rubbing on my drive shaft and on the spindle. As you can see here, it's just completely resting on it. So every time I went to drive this thing, I'm just having a little meltdown in here, a little fire. So that was a really good find because it's very hot out this time of year. And if I was driving an hour and a half with that constantly spinning, rubbing against that material, easily could have caught fire, and being in a spot like that could have spread very quickly and been the end of this car. So that was a very good find on my part. I'm very happy with that. And that just shows that it's always good to do a proper once over on your cars, like even when you're confident in it. I'm very lucky that I was winter driving this for the most part lately. So in the winter, you know, it's probably all wet and cold, so a fire wouldn't be very likely. But in the middle of the summer, driving up to Grand Bend, hour and a half straight, it could easily happen, going 100 and however many kilometers an hour for an hour straight. So thank God I noticed that. I'm just gonna rip it all out because it's falling apart. I was trying to cut it apart where it was just touching to save the rest of it, but it's just filthy. I'm getting disgusting doing it, so out it goes. I'm not dealing with a fire on this thing. It's been my dream car. It'd be such a terrible way for this thing to go. So yeah, I'm very glad I discovered it. Hopefully we'll get it all figured out, dealt with. And I'm just hoping it doesn't get too hot inside the interior, because without that sound deadening or heat shield, whatever it was, I'm worried it's gonna be a lot more noisy or hot in the interior. But anything's better than a fire, so it's all coming out. I'm gonna do that now and then come back to you guys. But yeah, just like the exhaust, that's just a fix for the weekend. It's definitely not proper. Absolutely covered in crap, but it's done. Got all that BS out. And the foam that was like in between the two pieces of material, I'm not even sure what to describe it as, was just like disgustingly shredded. I'm not sure what's going on here. But yeah, all of this is now out. You can clearly see where it was kind of starting to burn up with the friction. There's the holes here where it was rubbing against the drive shaft. So I'm so surprised this never caught fire. It was just completely deteriorating this foam. So as I was taking it out, it was just sprinkling everywhere. got me completely filthy, as you can clearly see, and probably inhaled way too much of it, but it is what it is. It's better than this beauty catching on fire. Who knows how long this was happening, right? Like, could have been the previous owner. I've only driven this car for maybe 5,000 kilometers. It's scary to see that for sure. I can't believe it, to be honest. I'm glad I noticed it and got rid of it before this event. This would have honestly just ruined me. So this is what it looks like now. It's not the greatest because now there's no sort of heat shield. It's just bare metal right there, right where the exhaust is. I'm not really excited about that, but it's better than a fire. You could see where the shift linkage is, so a lot of heat's definitely gonna be coming up into the cabin. And I cut it out to about here, which is pretty far from the flange of the drive shaft. It's still resting against the transmission, but I don't see that being an issue compared to leaning against the drive shaft. I could cut more out, but this side I cut it out to this aluminum heat shield going on, and then over here it doesn't really start. I think that's because the exhaust is on this side. So I'm just gonna leave it here for now, deal with it another day, because, you know, it's just like I said, for the weekend. I'm definitely not happy with this, but it's better than just leaving it and letting it burn even more. Hopefully we get up there with no issues. Everything else looks good, all the fluids are good. Stock cooling system, so if you know anything about these M52s or M50s, all the inline sixes basically have faulty coolant systems from factory. They like to just blow up and not work, so putting a lot of faith in this thing. It's been very reliable to me so far. I hit the limit all winter long, stripping with the heat. Hopefully it doesn't start to overreact and cause some issues. So. Other than this, I'm pretty much gonna pack up now and then get ready for tomorrow, where I'm gonna pick up the wheels, put the wheels on, get it back to my town, wash it up, clean up the headlights, and that's the best it's gonna get for Euro Classic, unfortunately. I wish I had more time, but this year's just been so busy getting everything over here and organized. So I'm just glad I can actually show up this year with a European car. I showed up 1 year in my Camry, 1 year in my Corolla. Just not really the best thing to pull up to a Euro car show in. So I am very, very excited. That's all for today. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, Thursday, the day before the show. Peace out. I showed up in a white tee and I'm leaving in a brown one. Good old clap box life.